So in this video I'd like to show you the beautifully slow clunk in this game. Okay, first I'm going to show you something with the Mosin. Right, 2 shots. Now I'm going to start reloading and pay attention to what the ring finger and the little finger on the left hand is doing. I'll probably do it in slow motion for the video post-processing. What he's basically doing is he is holding onto the bullet that's about to come out, because if you open the bolt, it's going to get ejected. Okay, and notice the second thing is when you reload, everything in this game is slow and deliberate. See, when I'm reloading the gun, see, every bullet is carefully put into it. Just shoot. Okay, and it also extends to other weapons, like the SKS, for example. Let's empty the gun first. Okay, now it's empty, now let's start reloading. It's very slow and deliberate. I think it should be like that, because in real life, even in combat situation, especially in a combat situation, you would probably reload much slower than you would do in a training video. Notice here the difference in the animation. Notice here, when the gun is not completely empty. Okay, let's empty it a bit more. Let's try it again. I think it's called the Iraqi method, at least for AKs, where you hold on with your right hand to the bolt, and you jam the bullets in like that. Again, slow and deliberate. Look how beautiful it's animated. I think first off it's great because it's realistic, and they really paid attention to the way it sounds. Because the weapon handling sounds in this game are actually fantastic. It's just the weapon firing sounds currently really suck really bad. And I think it fulfills 2 functions. It looks beautiful, and the second thing is that it actually creates tactical opportunities and drawbacks in combat. So an SKS is a good weapon if you don't want to carry magazines, but if you have to reload it in combat, you're hiding behind a tree, you have to reload, well, the enemy's coming in. It's going to take you some time to reload it. So it's a tactical feature. You have to consider the deficiencies of your weapon. And this also extends to the animation system in this game. That's what I like about this game. It has that Arma 3 slow clunk to it, but it avoids the problems of Arma 3. Now, players often call it clunk, and I'd like to examine what it actually means. In Arma 3, and in this game, I suppose, the weapon you see is the actual 3D model that other players see. In most other games, like Escape from Tarkov, the view model of the weapon that you actually see in your hands, is not the same 3D model that other players see. Because this way you can fine-tune the weapon how it sways around for you as a player, so it remains fluid without having to do it for the third person. And Arma 3, for example, doesn't do that. The weapon you actually see, it's the actual 3D model. Like, you see, that's the whole model, I think. But the problem with that is you have to really fine-tune the head movements for it to look right. And Arma never did it right, and Arma also had really bad animations. Arma 3. And this game actually was a problem. It has really good animations, as you can see on the Mosin. See here. Okay. So you have that slow clunkiness. Also, notice when you're waving the weapon around. Notice what's happening here. The view is actually leading ahead, and the gun is lagging behind the view. And that's a very important feature to have in an FPS game. Tarkov also has it, because it makes you feel the weight of the weapon. See? Most 3D shooters don't have that. And the other thing about it is that it avoids one major problem Escape from Tarkov has. Side strafing combat to avoid getting shot at. So what happens in Tarkov, you see another player, you shoot, take a side step, shoot again. But notice in this game, strafing left and right is really slow. Moving backward is really slow too. See that? And that's how it should be, because then you actually have to use cover in combat to fight an enemy. You can't just do the left, right strafe dance with high speed. I think that's one of the reasons why this game, I think it will eventually replace Escape from Tarkov, because in terms of animations, it avoids most of its mistakes, and it does certain things better. Now, Tarkov in theory has some of the best weapons animations in an FPS shooter ever. But they got lazy on certain weapons. They didn't. I think they hired a second or third animator that can't deliver the quality of the I think the leading animator. But the animator is doing the guns over here. He's pretty good, I think. Especially because of the finger movements. Also, you can tell the quality of the movements. Look at what the left hand is doing in the examine animation. You see that? Look on the left hand. What the fingers are doing. They're perfectly posed to fit the grip of the gun. And I think that's something that most video games overlook. They just think you just rotate the wrist in a really painful angle and slap it so it fits the grip somewhere. But you have to carefully rotate every single finger bone so it looks right. So yeah, that's why I wanted to make this video, because I think the game currently has a lot of issues, but it has that beautifully slow clunk to it and mixed with high quality animations. All they got to do is add better weapon sounds, and I think it's going to completely replace Tarkov. I mean, when I first time saw this animation here, it was just amazing. Look at this. The way he's holding it. And notice here, the tip of the bullet goes in first, and then he presses down on the back of the bullet. I'm really excited if they're going to do stripper clips. Let's see how they animate those. Look here. I see, that's really cool. Notice how he's basically using his left hand to reach under the gun, as is common with an SKS or an AKM.